So are you now officially the president and CEO of
Oh,
the
officially,
Chamber?
yes. On it, the paperwork is filed and it's official.
I mean, well, it's not official till you're installed February 3rd.
Be installed at the gala, yes, sir, February 3rd. So, and then what an honor, and that's going to be quite a bit of fun. And of course, we'll also install the passing off of the gavel, so to speak, from Nate Shapee to Heidi Nelson. So that's going to be pretty fun as well.
And as you know, well, our top story of the year, according to our mayor for the Faribault City Council, was managing turnover in City Hall, and I would assume that would be the same at the Chamber here.
Yes, that certainly has been. It's been a challenge and an opportunity. So I think that we've got a real good team in place right now, and we've got a real good plan going forward. So anxious to continue our relationship with City Hall and Tim Murray. Excellent choice. We're happy and proud to have him in that position, city administrator.
Even before he got in that position, I saw him at a lot of various chamber events.
Yeah, he's engaged. And he's just by virtue of the time that he's had in town and in City Hall. I mean, this guy's a Faribault kid, and with some real talent. So we're pretty thrilled to have him in that chair at that post. So we're anxious about that as well. So
and we're looking forward to another year of great shows. We appreciate your cooperation and coming on the program.
Oh, this is it's such a great tool, a great platform for us to share some information, things that are going on about the chamber and about some of the cooperative projects that are going on. We work across the channels of leadership in Faribault. So
I tell you, I happened upon your tourism website.
Okay.
That is awesome. I love the little video where you come in and you gradually go down Central Avenue.
Thanks for that.
That's very nice.
Thanks for that. And as it is with the electronic world, there'll be more updates coming this year. There's a slew of great Faribault stories on there. If you go to visit faribault.com and you check in under stories and blogs, there's a bunch of really awesome information there. I mean, for locals even, not just visitors.
No, I would encourage people to go to that website. You want to repeat?
Visit faribault.com.
And it's Faribault spelled like Faribault should be spelled?
Like Faribault. F-A-R-I-B-A-U-L-T.
Because some people put an O on the end.
Yep. No, it's spelt in the legal fashion.
Okay.
That way.
The actual spelling of Faribault. But it's really an awesome website. I didn't have a ton of time to peruse it when I was preparing for the show today, but I was really impressed.
Oh, thanks for that. And again, we'll keep. And that was a team effort. We had a couple of our members of the Tourism Commission, Tammy Schluter and Sue Garwood, and myself. Were on the committee that helped put that work together.
Yeah, I like the way it's laid out. You've got places to eat, places to stay, recreational activities.
And it translates really well to the handheld, to the phones. We have over half of the traffic to the website is from the phones. In fact, based on a campaign that we did specifically targeting traffic on the interstate, because boy, that's a ton of traffic, Gordy. That's our number one opportunity. So we made sure that our strategies are focusing in large part on all of that traffic, because we can hit. Really, there's three different types of potential visitors that are going up and down that interstate. It's those that are traveling and didn't know Faribault was even there until they were going by it. Okay, so it's just those that maybe get by there once every 10 years in their life. We have those that go by, such as locals that work in town, but we make trips, for example, to Albert Lee, so you go by Owatonna, or and from the Twin Cities, they're making trips. Specifically, Medford's a big destination for the outlet center there. In fact, last weekend we had a really fun instance that we'll share about right after we get back.
Yes, because we're going to take a break.
I saw it coming up.
He's going to tell us about the other type of traveler. I love that, because you'll want to stay tuned for that. 9191. Again, that's 507-384-9191. And Werner Farm Seed Dundas. For quality seed at reasonable prices, give Paul or Gene a call, 507-645-7995. Again, that number is 507-645-7995. Werner Farm Seed Dundas. Nort Johnson is now the president, CEO of the Faribault Area Chamber of Commerce. Kim Anderson, still working at the Chamber. I was happy to see she's in charge of special projects. I think we talked about that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we've blessed to have her around for a bit longer. We've got a maternity leave at the office right now, so she's helping cover some of those items. One of our staffers had a beautiful baby girl early in December, so we had a 2017 Chamber baby. That's always fun. And then helping cover that desk, and then we've got some awesome projects that our board of directors has outlined for us for priorities for the year 2018. And with those special projects along with the regular workload, we're pretty glad that Kim's going to be around and help move some of those forward.
Yeah, I was just going to inquire about what some of those special projects might be. I think she hinted that, I don't know, is parking study over?
Parking study, the study is continuing. There's pieces of that, Gordy, while, for example, parking zones, the timing that you can park in any given spot downtown.
Yeah, trying to
requires
quicker turnaround, I guess.
Right, and we've identified that as a priority as the Parking Commission. That could be studied and improved. We've got some 18-hour parking that's really close to retail. So if you plug that up, you're taking 10 or 12 spaces away within 50 yards of the front doors of 3 or 4 retail businesses. That's not necessarily the best plan if you want to promote retail in the district. Move that 18-hour parking half a block away, or even 3/4 of a block away into some city lots, and that can have some impact. So as an example, the Parking Commission is continuing to examine and come up with recommendations to further the idea that we can do better with our parking time limits, etc.
But I know last time you were here, you said you had attended something at the Paradise, and you just happened to look at all the parking spots that were open in the block, and it was packed
right.
at the event.
Paradise was filled, and yet there were still within a block of the Paradise, in the city lots, there's a lot of parking available. So a lot of the work is making sure that we steer our customers toward that parking. And so there's a wayfinding signage project that's been approved and fleshed out. So that'll be hopefully coming to fruition, actually installing signs. The earlier the better this next year, or
okay.
this year. It's 18 now, isn't it?
I was just going to ask you about when that was going to happen too. Now, is Brushworks doing the signs?
There's a couple of vendors that are bidding on it. You always want to use local vendors when you can and when it makes sense. We're actually looking at a potential partnership between some local vendors that can gang up, and one can produce the blanks, another one can produce the vinyl overlays and do the assembly work. But it does, because of the amount, it has to follow a process. So I can't, and that will be done through the city.
Oh.
So we've had caused some recommendations and helped get some preliminary bids though out of the downtown design committee has done the work on that. So
how many signs are we talking?
27 for wayfinding, and then 18 parking lot signs, I think is the number. I think it's 18 parking lot signs. So good stuff. It's important. It's been identified for some time as a need. So we've got the ability to bring that through now. I was telling you about, before we went to break, I don't want it to get away, the blogger, the burger blogger.
Yeah, we were about to tell me about the burger blogger. Yeah.
Yeah. So the burger blogger, this person, they've got, I think it's called Twin Cities Burgers. You can go on our website right now and find the blog, or our Main Street Facebook page, Faribault Main Street, and you'll find a link to this. But this person over the weekend was shopping in Medford from the Twin Cities and was looking for a place to write about their burgers. And long story short, we had a staffer who picked up on an inquiry that they made while they were out on the weekend and made a response, and they found their way to the depot, got the Amma Blue Burger,
yes.
and made just a heck of a good write-up on it, and they got a 4.5 out of 5 stars. which is pretty awesome. So I went and checked out their blog site, and
so I wonder why they didn't go with 5 stars.
You know, I'm not sure, but
maybe it's that wayward sign thing. They don't find
maybe it took them a couple extra minutes to find the
saying?
place. Could be,
Oh.
could be. But the website that they had, then their blog site, I gave that a look, and we're out there now, the Faribault Depot Bar and Grill, with places in Nevada and San Francisco, around the country, that are blogged up on this burger blog. So it was pretty fun, and
the blogger must have liked blue cheese.
They like that burger, that's for sure. So you can go find that on, like I said, the link is on our Main Street Facebook page, or you can find it on visitfaribault.com. Fun stuff. It's really good stuff.
That is awesome. And again, folks, I would highly recommend that you check out the website. Even if you've lived in Faribault your whole life, you should check out some of that stuff.
You bet. And you know, if you find something on there, we do our absolute best to keep all the information accurate. Every once in a while there's a change and we don't catch it. If you see something, let us know. We're always able to update and make sure that we're as accurate as possible. So we're not so proud that we can't have any errors or omissions pointed out to us and fix it. We're happy to do that.
I promised I would ask you this question this morning.
Okay.
Faribault City Council is contemplating moving their meetings up from 7 to 6 in the evening on their meeting nights.
Okay.
They're doing this primarily, from what I understand, more convenience for the staff, and they're going to get public's input on this. They want the public's input on this.
I'd suggest that that's a good move. I haven't bounced this off of my chamber board or even staff, but from my personal perspective, I think that that's better. It's 6 o'clock. You can do a little something after your 5 o'clock job and make it to the meeting. And some of those meetings that go pretty long, that 7 o'clock start, it gets pretty late. You know, you've been there. We've both been there.
I've been to a few of them.
So I think that a 6 o'clock start is just fine from my perspective. Of course, and it's good that they're reaching out to the rest of the city. And I don't think it's a bad thing to think about city staff. I mean, they've already had a full day, and then requiring them to come in, leave and then come back in at 7, and I think it's maybe a good thing. We'll see what everyone else thinks.
Yeah, we'll find out what the decision is. Yeah. Again, the next council meeting, they're going to discuss it more.
Okay.
And so I know they want the public's input. So you're part of the public, so I thought I'd get your input on it.
There you've got it.
6 o'clock meeting starts for Faribault City Council meetings.
No problems with that.
That's what they're talking about.
What else did they cover last night?
Well, I wasn't there. I was at a hockey game, so I didn't get a chance to take in the meeting. Kind of an organizational meeting.
Right.
Looking forward. I know they want to improve communication. Hopefully, we used to do a quarterly program with them here on AM Minnesota. We're going to try and resurrect that.
You bet. I know that they talked about some committee assignments. I know that I had a call this morning from a counselor about a committee assignment, and
they want you on the committee.
Well, actually, they want to be on a committee that I help with, and it was very good to get the call. And it's always gratifying to have somebody that has got a passion for something and wants to be involved. To have some of that extra communication, planning for and getting ready for meetings and sharing of ideas. So, I mean, you can only get so much done when you're all together in a room for an hour. But when there's additional work or additional research or thoughts to put together, it's good to have additional discussions. And that's not decision making. Typically that's a meeting function is coming down with decisions. But creating the plans and fleshing out ideas, etc., between and before and after meetings it's always a positive thing.
Well, honestly, Nort, how often have you been driving down the road and all of a sudden, boom, light bulb pops in your head? You come up with an idea.
Yeah, pretty often. You bet.
Not sitting necessarily in a meeting setting. Like I say, you're driving down the road, you see something, and somehow it triggers an idea.
You bet. And we have, speaking of ideas and how ideas are triggered, we had our business before hours today, at Rough Acres Market on Central Avenue here in Faribault. Really good turnout. And so during the networking part of it, there were some great ideas to help move a couple of downtown Main Street projects forward, and there are other thoughts about having our Marketplace Expo, which will be on a Saturday again this year. Having the load-in Friday night, basically everybody getting set up for the expo, the marketplace on Saturday, how we can make that as meaningful as possible. And those ideas didn't come up at meetings, but they happened today during our networking session, for example. So it is important to have those conversations and have those get-togethers. Really good stuff. And again, this morning we talked about at Rough Acres, we reviewed specifically some of the downtown items because their business is in the historic district, and also we were able to review a little bit of the Downtown Business Challenge that we conducted, and they were the winner of that challenge, and they were able to show off some of the what they were doing with some of the proceeds, which is improving the property. Brand new flooring in the front section of that the Fleckenstein building that they're in. Really looks nice. The right kind of floor for the type of work they do with having produce in and out and other goods. So good stuff. Good stuff.
You got to do that again?
The Downtown Business Challenge is likely to be repeated. In fact, I gave a report to the HRA in town, and the big question they had was they were wondering if we were going to be coming back, this is as a downtown ER committee, if we were going to be coming back and asking them for some money to conduct a 2018 challenge. And I took that as a good sign. So we do intend to proceed with the 2018 challenge, but we are going to make sure that we've fully examined the 2017 challenge, which went really well, but it was our first one. There's always some areas of improvement. We think perhaps we can compact the time schedule a little bit, but at the same time, boy, we had such a fantastic group of volunteer judges, business professionals, and bankers, and to get all of them corralled at the same time to do judging, that's a challenge. They're all busy professionals. So maybe if we get that out there early enough, we can get on everybody's calendars and condense that schedule a little bit. But,
fresh my memory, 7 people applied?
It's 7 applied.
And it looks like,
there's
even other than the winner, more...
2 other businesses are open downtown that were
cool?
in the challenge. Yeah, that's fantastic. So the feedback that we've gotten is the businesses, those folks that had their ideas, having gone through the process that we put them through to be in the challenge, they first have to submit a page summary of their idea. And if the idea fits in the district, they move forward. And then from there, they're required, if they want to advance, they need to do a full-out business plan. And we connect them with business counseling. And so they go through the process of a financial analysis. Can I possibly make a living paying the rent and the utilities and buying my supplies and creating my products and selling it?
Yeah, just think of all the things you have to have done before you even turn the key to the door.
Exactly right. And what the contest has done is it's kind of I'll just say that it's prodded people along with their idea and forced them to flesh out a plan. And we had of the 7 that applied, 6 advanced, and 4 of them turned in full-fledged business plans. And right now 3 of them are open in the district, so that's pretty good. And
I'd
these
say
are
it's
all
better than pretty good.
Yeah. Well, so we'll conduct a challenge again this year, and we'll likely be a little bit more focused. The group will do a little bit further analysis on what we consider to be a gap in services downtown. So you can use your imagination. This is not the case, but let's just say we didn't have a dry cleaner service in the downtown. Of course we do. DeForest, they do, and I'll plug them. They do my
they
stuff.
Do mine too. So.
They're fantastic. You know, I don't. Well, you can see it, but I had a little accident a few years ago, and I'm missing most of a thumb and a couple fingers on one hand. So the little collar buttons are really hard to do, but I love the Oxford shirts. So they button those for me. So after they clean them, they actually
nice
button my Oxford buttons for me. They do a great job. We're blessed to have them. But let's say we didn't have one in Faribault, and we considered the downtown to be a great spot to have a dry cleaner.
We used to have more than one, you know.
Oh, okay.
Ross had the one.
Yeah. Okay. We could, as an example, set that as a priority business, and somebody that would bring a business plan for that would score a few extra points over somebody that brought in a business plan for something that maybe we already have a lot of, or it's a business that we don't desire in the district. So it's we have the ability to do that, and all of our partners are on board with it. So good stuff. We'll keep working at it. That downtown in Faribault, one of our great assets. Of course, we have a pretty full business community in downtown with a pile of offerings. So we've got a little bit, I'd say a little bit better than we give ourselves credit for when you look around and drive around. We've got a few of the strip malls with lots of diverse and needed and busy businesses in town. So the most important thing, again, this message gets out there a lot, but try to spend your money in town. If you want to keep those businesses, keep those restaurants, spend it here.
Well, that's the key. The mayor said on our end of the year visit, you know, I had a listener asked me to ask them about what the city can do to save some of these restaurants that have closed their doors in the last year. And like I said to the mayor, you see this everywhere. It's not just Faribault.
Right.
And he recommended simple, eat there.
Patronize them.
If you want them to stay, eat there on a more regular basis.
You bet. And I couldn't agree more. And you know, our mayor Kevin's quite a Faribault promoter, and we have the good fortune to work together on some projects and in some committees. And I think he's doing a great job, as our council is too. And again, solid Faribault supporters. We really enjoy that.
Are you currently you're the tourism official as well as the president of the Chamber?
Right. I'm functioning as tourism director right now, and what we're doing over the next several months is I'll continue to help with the planning and contracts and the communication with the Tourism Commission and do that work. And we're taking some of the other functions. In fact, we have a staffer who's in training on many of the tourism aspects right now, and she'll be going to the state tourism convention this year, taking more classes. But we've got everybody at the Chamber of Commerce office functions as an agent of tourism for Faribault. We help visitors, we help tourists. There's a little bit of a difference. Visitors come here for other purposes, and we want to keep them as long as we can and make sure they're connected with as much information as possible. And tourists, those are the ones you're out trolling for. You've got the lures cast a little bit outside the city limits. We're trying to bring them in. And many of those are, we talked about our I-35 traffic and the difference in the travelers there.
You remember Iowans?
Yes.
My mom was an Iowan.
Okay.
Iowans think this is up north.
Yes, they do.
Faribault. And with all the beautiful lakes we have around here, this is a destination for them.
Absolutely. One of our strategies, in fact, we partner with some of our resorts in town at an Iowa sports show in Cedar Falls. And so one of our resort partners, which Roberts Lake Resort, actually staffs the booth there. We pay for the booth and send materials and help make sure they have everything they need, and it's a really good partnership because for those folks there, like you described, this is up north. And of course, if they're coming to our resorts and our lakes here, Faribault prospers. They're coming in and through town, and they're eating in town. And they might be staying out at the lake, but we still like having those visitors here because we do prosper.
And there's more than good bass fishing around here too.
We've got a muskie lake. We've got a muskie lake right outside of town. Yeah. That's fantastic. And the bass fishing is still very good around here on many of the lakes. So you can still find a walleye, you can still find your panfish. And there's those, those big old northerns are around as well.
And the sunnies are delicious.
Yes, absolutely.
Fresher the better.
Yep, I'm a perch guy as well. Perch is as good as walleye in my mind. So, yes. So anyway, The luring of tourists and visitors, it's a big part of the work we do at the Chamber office. We take phone calls, we take emails. We get a lot of locals who have visitors coming to town, and especially over the holidays, and they come in to get information to give their family members and their friends when they're coming to town. And we make sure that they're pretty well supplied and are able to share with their family and friends what else they can do while they're here, or what they can come back and do next trip through. So
that's why I'd recommend again looking at that tourism website.
You bet. Hey, did you know, probably you've shared this a few times, I don't know, but the Faribault Woolen Mill is currently running a little store in the Mall of America, and they're open through the Super Bowl up there. So there's a Faribault presence. That's, pardon me?
That was smart.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they're bright cookies there. They do a really good job. And so they up there for the holiday season and staying open through the Super Bowl. And then what an opportunity for us to have some exposure as a city to their audience. So
I know their former store is up for sale now, right?
But the
Faribault Foods is
right
in their new facility, so they don't need that space.
And the factory store is at the factory for them now. So and I don't know of any plans. Probably if I did, I wouldn't be at liberty to share them. But I'm not sure.
I know.
What may be up with that.
I just thought if anybody out there listening was thinking
that's a busy corridor there.
Might need a building, and
you bet. Busy corridor.
Might want to check it out. It's very nice facility too. Well, Nort, we've plumb run out of time.
Oh, already. Chamber Gala.
It flies by.
February 3rd. If you haven't got your tickets.
Before the Super Bowl.
Yep. That's right.
So the Super Gala.
The Super Gala. The Super Bowl Gala.
How do people get tickets?
334-4381.
How much are they?
$50 if you call today. I think that's what they are. So, but if you call a day, tell them Nort said on the radio that's what they were. They might be 60, but if you call a day, they'll be 50.
Oh, okay. That sounds good.
And it's a good show. We've got Jive and Ivan, Kings of Swing. We've got a great program. You'll learn more about Faribault. You'll see the installations of our new board. Good stuff.
Yep. You're in tune to KDHLAM, Faribault, Minnesota. Have a great day.